Alrighty, so today we're getting into this cute little savage. This is the DeWalt 20 volt max 12-inch electric chainsaw. Without the battery, it's about 9 pounds, which is fantastic for a mini powerhouse tool like this. Without the battery, it costs between 175 and 200 bucks. It was 158 on the mighty Amazon when I checked last week. America! Oh yeah! So yeah, this is a limited use chainsaw. It's got a solid grip, decent RPMs, great balance, and a fine little trigger safety. You cannot pull this without hitting that as well. So you gotta kind of hit them both at the same time. I was hesitant at first because I couldn't imagine a battery-powered tool comparing to my gas-powered still saw. But right out of the box, I was actually really impressed with this thing. By the way, I will show you how to remove the chain and tighten it at the end of the video. But first, the review.
Thank you!
Okay, so what I like most about this saw is its ease of use. You won't need to spend hours trying to start it, and you won't need to nail the perfect mix of premium fuel and 50-to-1 oil. Just pop the battery in, and you're good to go. Now, this is obviously the bigger, meaner 60 volt, but it does take the 20. I think the larger chainsaw, the 16 or 18-inch bar, actually requires this. It will not take a small one, but this one takes either.
Nice.
Pop it in, you're good to go. I'm not actually gonna put it in. I mean, you'll just have to trust me on this. I'm not actually gonna put it in just because I don't wanna cut my hand off today, or really any day. So I'm just gonna put this down. Obviously, you still need bar oil, which goes in here. You can't really get away from that with these dirty little hogs. Another great feature is how long it lasts. Granted, I've been using the bigger 60 volt battery, which will last me something like 45 minutes of continuous use. But the small one will probably last about 20, maybe half an hour. Finally, it's incredibly simple. No choke, primer bulb, or other tuning mechanisms at all. Just a trigger, trigger safety, bar oil cap, and breaker bar! Nothing else to mess with. It really could not be much simpler, which is one of the really great parts about this thing. As far as usefulness goes, it can certainly chew through really thick hunks of wood, but bear in mind that it does so very slowly. RPMs are not on par with gas-powered saws. Plus, the shorter bar definitely limits your log size. It's perfect for branches, thinner logs, and cutting off doorposts in your house because no exhaust. I'm kidding. Don't do that. Okay. Now for the bad. What I most dislike about this saw is perhaps a design flaw or perhaps a one-off defect. I'm not sure. See, the bar oil leaks pretty bad, even when it's not being used. Like, it's hemorrhaging bar oil, which can create quite a mess. Not the end of the world, especially if you put it in some sort of container, like I do, but it's annoying.
Alrighty then.
Okay. Now for the chain removal and tightening process. It's super easy, barely an inconvenience. The first step is to flip open the cover manifold right here. You unscrew this guy, and this is gonna be a mess because I haven't cleaned it because I have so many things to do, and no tools required, which is kind of nice. So that comes off. Oh yeah, nice and messy. Now, once you do that, you use this counterclockwise. This was counterclockwise as well. Counterclockwise, this, as you'll see, loosens the chain. This is the tensioner dial, or whatever you want to call it. And now you just pop the whole thing off. Note this right here. This shows you which direction the teeth are supposed to go. So you kind of keep that on there. So you got that. And then obviously these. So it really shows you exactly how to do this. Oh, this is good and messy. Now, putting it back on is a slightly different process. It's still very easy. So you line it up. Okay. And it'll fit right on like that. Make sure these pins are lined up right there. Once you've done that, you tighten this clockwise, remember? So now when you tighten this, it'll sort of all pull together. Once you do that, you have to put this back on. And you don't want to tighten this all the way until this is back on. So you'll see why. Something like that. Remember, we're not tightening this all the way yet. Tighten this down. Once this is sort of tight, loosen it a little. And now go and tighten this until there's very little play. Might have to adjust it a little. You want some play, you don't want it too tight, but that's about right there. So just so it doesn't snap back, but this one does need to be pretty tight. Yeah, that's about right. Now, once this is all tightened correctly, now you go ahead and cinch this down, hand tight, and you're done. That is how to replace and or take off the bar and chain. Perfect. In conclusion, I would absolutely recommend this tool. It's tough and it has come in handy when I couldn't get my gas-powered saw to work, because that would never happen, right? Also, it's not terribly expensive, especially if you already have one of the batteries. Hope this review was helpful. It's a fantastic tool for the money and would make a showstopper gift for any dad. With that, keep up the good work. More reviews to come. Cheerio!